Hi, my name is Gabby, and today we're going to be talking about the integumentary system. And I'm going to start with the two membranes and the third membrane, which technically isn't a part of the integumentary system, but for this application, we're going to go ahead and discuss it today. So we'll start with the most superficial, which will be the epidermis. The epidermis consists of 5 layers. The most superficial layer would be the stratum corneum, which is the dead skin that we shed. The second layer, which can only be found in thick skin, is the stratum lucidum. The third layer is the stratum granulosum, which is where you will begin to see the nucleus reappear. The fourth layer is the stratum spinosum, and the fifth layer is the stratum basilae, which is where most of the mitosis will happen in the fourth and fifth layer. A bulk of it will come from the basilae layer. As we go into the dermis, we have 2 layers. Our superficial layer here will be the papillary layer, and then followed by the reticular layer, which is where a bulk of the membrane consists of. It's about 80% there, mostly connective tissue. We can also find the beginnings of the hair shaft. We can find sensory glands, sensory neurons. We can find both glands, and these are all the accessory structures of the integumentary system to include hair, nails, and glands. We have 2 types of glands that can be found in there. We can find the sebaceous glands and additionally the sweat glands. Sebaceous glands are going to provide us with oil, which can lubricate the shaft of the hair and provide oils for our skins. The second one is the sweat glands. Sweat glands are included to apocrine and eccrine, the eccrine glands. There you go. And those are the 2 types of sweat glands. I believe there's a third, which is it's a combination gland. But these glands are going to excrete waste and protect us and regulate body temperatures. And then the third layer is the hypodermis. The third membrane is the hypodermis, or the subcutaneous layer, which is mostly adipose tissue storing energy, used for thermal regulations, to maintain lipids, those types of things. And those are the main structures and membranes of the integumentary system. So a practical application for me would be, I'm going into physical therapy, and a specific type of physical therapist that you can be is wound care. And I need to be 100%, on top of that when dealing with a patient with wound cares. And, additionally, as a practitioner, you need to have integrity and with your patient. And if you have a patient coming in that has a staph infection, you need to stop treatment at that moment, and you need to advise them that they need to see their primary care physician as soon as possible. And I have seen that firsthand, where we've had a patient come in that had an infection, and she kind of was, brushing it off, and it was very serious, and she needed to seek medical attention from her primary care physician as soon as possible. And so those are both, and from an integrity standpoint and from a professional standpoint as a provider, reasons why you need to have a full understanding of the integumentary system. Additionally, with the wound care, I need to have a full understanding of how the body processes going through a response to an infection or damage, by first responding with inflammation to the site. Second, we have a migration, where the body produces the granulated tissue. Then we have a proliferation, where they undermine the clot that has formed. And then lastly, we have scarring. And all of those need to be taken into consideration when providing care for a patient, especially with the scarring, because you need to understand that their tissue is not going to respond in the same way it did previously. Thank you.